Hi, this is Steve Rowe from Rowe Productions, Mortification and One Rowe Vision, and I'm doing my favourite thing at the moment, drinking coffee and listening to records. I'm answering a question of the week. It's Friday the 19th of August 2011, and the question comes from Jamie Roberts from Australia. And he said, "Howdy bro, here's a bit of a curly one for you. As a born-again Christian, where does one draw the line between metal and faith? There are three bands in particular that I have trouble listening to: Slayer, Qua, and King Diamond. I absolutely love the music, but I'm not sure about the lyrics and the way it sounds." There's certain bands that I can't listen to. It was interesting, I know I brought Dave Mustaine up the last couple of weeks, but he was talking about the Devil's Tritone and the Devil's Interval. I write music which is very up and very happy sounding, and I tend to listen to music like that. Now, I think I own one Slayer album because someone gave it to me, but I don't listen to Slayer because listening to Slayer or King Diamond like you, Jamie, and also King Diamond's other band, Merciful Fate, gives me a bad feeling. Now, I'm not sure whether it's just the lyrics or the music. I don't like music that is violent or angry. I like music that is aggressive, and I like music that's intense. But for me, the music has to be happy and up-sounding. One thing that we have, of course, in relationship to this is, with King Diamond, he is the best singer of falsetto, singing very, very high in metal music. And there was a guy called Guy Ritter in the original Tourniquet lineup. Unfortunately, bands change lines up for some reason. I know that's happened with Mortification a lot. And for some reason, Guy Ritter only lasted the first two albums in Tourniquet. But if you're into King Diamond or you're into Merciful Fate, first two Tourniquet albums, Guy Ritter is the man. He can sing that falsetto stuff really, really well. I remember having the privilege in 1992 of sitting in on a Tourniquet rehearsal with pretty much the lineup that did Psychosurgery, and that was a really, really great experience. So yeah, the Devil's Tritone or the Devil's Interval, well, I don't use any of those chords in my music, so maybe, it says, out of the heart the mouth speaks. So, if good things are in your heart, if your happiness is in your heart, that's going to come out. I think when you're an artist too, out of your heart is where the music comes. So I think music's very spiritual, and we need to be very, very careful. And that I've mentioned a lot of mainstream bands that I like over the time. Quickly read out my favourites like Motorhead, Iron Maiden, Manowar, Pestilence, Napalm Death, Bolt Thrower, Benediction, Anvil, Deep Purple, and Status Quo. But even some of these bands, I don't listen to all their songs and all their albums. And I think all those bands that I just mentioned have one thing in common: they all sound very up. Now, of course, you've got bands like Anvil and Motorhead that have a lot of lyrics that are quite crass, and you'd think someone like Lemmy is a bad boy. He drinks hard, he smokes hard, and lives a really rock and roll lifestyle. But from everybody who's met him, they say he's a real gentleman, he's fair, he's honest, and he will say that himself. And I think that over the years, especially back in the 80s, he got a lot of flack from the church, and so no wonder he is against Christianity, or religion as he puts it, because the church has not been good news to him, and that's what we need to be doing. We see a lot of metal and rock musicians now becoming born-again Christians, which is amazing. Like, I saw just a video clip a couple of days ago on YouTube of Blackie Lawless from Wasp praying a prayer and telling an audience in Europe that he was a Christian, and yet he was one of the baddest people and had some of the worst songs in the 80s rock scene that I ever heard of. You got guys like him, and we talked about the guys in Megadeth and Nico McBrain from Iron Maiden, and a whole bunch of other people, Alice Cooper, all these people coming to born again faith in Jesus, not some other religion. And so music is very spiritual, and they're looking. So, yeah, look, my music's very, very up sounding, and you know, that's tends to be what I listen to and what I play. My favourite Christian bands, and these are the bands that I would say would be a great alternative. My favourite Christian bands are Jerusalem, Res Band, The Lead, Barnabas, 100% Proof, Bloodgood, Barren Cross, Crash Dog, David Benson, of course we've got Grave Is Saken, and Mick Jelnick's new Terraphobia album is a great album, and David Benson's new album is a great album. So I just thought, if you want to pick up some good Christian music, the New Jerusalem album is a must. It's called She. That is possibly one of the most anointed rock albums I've ever heard. David Benson, if you like anything like Black Sabbath or Ozzy Osbourne stuff, very good stuff. And that's Mick's new Terraphobia album, Evolution. And I know Mick is a person, he's got a good heart, so out of his heart's going to come good music. And I'm just going to finish off with, I just got sent by my good friend Brian Terrell, or Brian Bishop, whatever he's called, over in America, this Christian punk band, FBS, I've got the t-shirt as well, FBS, and their release is on vinyl, and vinyl's coming back. This is a reissue of Motorhead's live stuff, live BBC sessions. I think Motorhead sound best in their live setting. And a lot of bands now, you know, look, I love iPods as much as anyone else. I remember being on a plane back from Europe in 2007, and I thought, well, you know, I'm going to have a sleep. I better listen to something that's going to lift me up. So I put, you know, Play All on Jerusalem, and woke up about 7 hours later, and all for about 4 hours I dreamt about Jesus talking to me. So it just goes to show that music does talk to your subconscious when you're asleep. But you know, of course, I've taken on buying songs from iTunes and the iPod and stuff, but a lot of bands are starting to go back to releasing vinyl, and a lot of companies coming out releasing vinyl because music is actually dying, the art side of it. So all I can encourage you to do is listen to positive and up music. I like music that's really happy. You know, people will know from, even with Mortification, songs like Noah Was a Noah, and One Row Vision is a serious rock band, but it also has a pretty goofy side to it. And I just thought that I'd finish off by playing a little bit of FBS on my classic 1969 early stereogram record player. And don't forget to visit roweproductions.com and either buy a CD or a DVD. The One Row Vision CD DVD double packs on there. More CDs are on there in the store. And the Infiltration Squad, you can join that and come and join me on the Infiltration's Facebook. And I'm just going to put my brand new FBS record on for you on this classic old stereo, and see if we get this going. And we're going back and listening to some vinyl, and maybe music is going back to the old days. Bye for now.